DJ career and so forth? Was it easy? All easy?
No, I'll tell you today, it was not easy at all. I think you have seen my status post as well on WhatsApp that I always have a problem with some of my younger brothers who just wanna copy the result and not be part of the process. So the process hasn't been easy at all. I remember there was a time where I went to watch one theater show 3 times. Like they were on tour. The guys came from Nigeria.
Yeah.
They came this side. I would go and watch it once. I'd go watch it again and again because I was that inspired. And
Wow.
it got to a point the entire cast knew me. So when I would show up, they're like, "Ah, my God, you're here again," because I was that inspired. And I remember coming back because one of the guys called me to say they're leaving on the last, right after their last performance, the same night they're leaving. I remember coming back from Braamfontein because they lived there. I remember coming back right opposite Constitution Hill. I remember like crying, like literally crying, because I was so inspired by people are traveling the world, and I'm in the same space, but I'm not getting what they're getting. And I remember crying. I remember praying on my way. Thank God it was dark, because some people would have seen me crying, but they couldn't see me cry because it was dark at the time. So I was crying and all of that. I remember praying that, God, please allow me also to travel. Allow me also to let this talent like open doors for me as well. Because it's nice to actually travel with what you love, with the gift that God has given you. So yeah, I remember that as well. And years later, we're speaking about travel, but we'll talk about that later. There's also times where I would walk from Hillbrow to Auckland Park because the guys at UJFM would call me and say, "We need you to come and play a set for one of our activations." And there was never a day where I would ask for money and say, "No, guys, you should pay me," and all of that, because I understood that this is part of the process. So there were days where I would walk to Auckland Park. There were days where I would walk to Newtown. There would be days where like you are by yourself. You feel lonely because people misunderstand you for what you're doing. You're being mocked. Family members will question, why are you not employed? Why are you not doing this like other kids? So yeah, you lose support as well from those that are close to you because they don't understand what God has given you. There were days actually where there was a time where I dropped out of UJ because it felt like a burden being there, knowing that I'm not supposed to be here. Sometimes you find that your conscience also it gives you a hint to say you're not supposed to be here. Sometimes it goes to even telling you these are not the people you're supposed to associate yourself with. So you find that even coming from UJ, I would run to the theater. I would be more excited to go to the theater than going to school. So yeah, those are the things that I went through. Yeah, there were days where you come back home, there's no electricity, you're by yourself, and God will eventually present people to support you in your journey. God will present people who will say, "Okay, na imali, at least and stuff." So yeah, one of the people is actually watching now. I actually met him when when things were really, really hard. So I would wake up in the morning, theater early, so that I can charge my phone, so that when kids come for rehearsals, I can be able to play music for them when I'm choreographing and stuff. So my passion is consistent regardless of regardless of times. Whether it's good or bad, I'm still passionate. Whether it's good or bad, you call me, come and choreograph, come and teach dance, I'll still show up like nothing's wrong. So yeah, those are the things that I've been through. But there were people who are called like the dearest of friends because they stood by me regardless of those times. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm inspired. So
Yeah.
what would you say to some young kid, man, or someone who is chasing their dreams? What would you say to them? What would you say they must expect in terms of chasing your dream, chasing your passion? What is it that they must expect and what they must do?
Yeah. It's never gonna be easy. If it's meant for you, you should expect some hardship. Character is built through hardship. If it comes easy, you won't appreciate it, you won't value it. So it's good that when you start going through, I was telling someone who is passionate about being a presenter, and stuff. And she thought of giving up and all of that. I told her, Uti, hardship builds character. When you start feeling like giving up, that affirms that you are born for this. And that's the moment the moment of being tested when you want to give up or not is the gateway that will enable you to actually fight even further, so that you know that you are in the right path. I was telling someone that every great man gets to a point where they think, should I give up? Should I not give up? When I started Dance for Change, things changed because people treated me in some funny way because Kali company and stuff like that and stuff like that. And now I'm in a position where I can't afford to give up because I've made a lot of impact and there are people looking up to me. And now I'm looking forward to reaching out to many people. That there are times where you will feel, let me just go and join an established dance company because things come easy there. You rehearse, there's a paycheck coming and stuff like that. But one thing that came to mind for me was the legacy. In what way do I want to be remembered? Do I want to be remembered as this guy that was part of a company like everyone else, or this guy that really went against the wave, went against everything else and established his own thing so that he can make an impact in his own way? So it's all about making an impact. It's all about, what do you want after all? What do you want in life? Do you want to stand out? Do you want to be that person that people will remember? And it's not about you alone. Some people want to make it because they want to satisfy themselves. But always think about the people around you. If you are purpose driven, your purpose is not given for you alone. You are given a purpose to serve the world. So always think about that.